with everything that you do in life, you get out what you put in. So the more effort and the harder you work, the more you put into something, the more you get back from it, yeah? So, and I'm not a quitter. You can try to knock me down, but I'll just get back up again. So yeah, you just got to keep going, and it's like, believe in it. And I do believe it's like I've created a great thing, and I'm all about helping families, and that's what I do. So, you know, if you need some help around the home, give me a call. I'm Brita. I am the owner and operator of Chef For You, which is a personal chef service. So I grew up in Tom Price, up in the Pilbara. I'm half Swedish, half Filipino, and I grew up cooking with my mum from a very young age. So she owned a lot of restaurants and food businesses. So I've been by her side since I was able to stand up. So growing up in that environment, as you grow up, it does put a lot of pressure on your childhood, etc. Puts a bit of a divide between your relationship with your mum, and because you're forced to do it, it's, you know, I didn't love it, yeah? So then I moved out of home very young. So when I was 15, I was out, and I said to myself, I'm never going to be a chef. I'm never going to be like my mum. I'm never going to work in hospitality. And then I did everything other than hospitality. I looked at doing graphic design. I worked, you know, as a cleaner. I did lots of other things. My relationship with my mother was not good because of the hard work that she made me do as a kid. But then my mum got sick and she passed away very young. I was 20. She got diagnosed with terminal cancer. So I had to make my peace with her and find my forgiveness with her very quickly, right before she passed away. My mother, she worked very hard, but she also had a gambling problem. So when she passed away, she had nothing. So the only thing I got from my mum is what she taught me. And I thought, so if the only thing I have from my mother is what she taught me and what she trained me to do, if I didn't make her happy those last few years, because I was rebellious, teenager, out of control, if there's somewhere above and beyond, and she can see me, I'll go back to the kitchen now to make her happy, make her proud. So after she passed away, I started cooking again, and now that's my choice. And I cook every day to make my mother proud. I don't take shortcuts. I do everything properly, and I do it the way I was trained. And she did train me well, and yeah, because it's for my mum, that's all my love right there, you know. So started cooking again, and then I've worked in every kind of kitchen. I've worked in hotels, I've done fine dining, I've worked in the army, I've worked in childcare, any kind of scenario, mining, the rigs, offshore, all of it. I've been, and I've traveled the world. I've lived in, you know, in Europe, Asia, Africa, South America. I love exploring culture and I love exploring food. So that's, you know, been 25 years of my life doing it as a profession that I've chosen. Then a couple of years ago, you know, the hospitality industry is a hard industry, and a lot of the times you're not recognized for the hard work that you put in, and I had enough. So I thought, I'm done. I'm going to start my own thing. So I started Chef For You. Yeah, that first 3 months was, you know, I putting my whole energy. I'd given up all paid work, and I was putting my whole energy into it. So, and I wasn't sure, it's like, you know, is it going to work, is it not? So going to the Pilbara was not in the plans, but I was, you know, stressed. I rang my friend and I'm like, I'm coming up for a break. I need to de-stress and, you know, like regroup. So I went up to visit her, and then, yeah, I thought, oh, while I'm up there, I'll put a little post. I said, hey, Karatha, what do you think if I bring my personal chef service to town? My phone went crazy that weekend. So I was talking about a service that no one's heard of. There was no website. Facebook was brand new. It was something that's coming 6 weeks later. Within 3 days, I had deposits down, 14 cooks booked, right? So that happened. I'm still sitting here pinching myself. How did that happen? So we went up and we did the Karratha cooks. They began June. Then I got back to Perth, and then the advertising campaign rolled out in Perth. And so the whole business basically exploded overnight, you know, with that initial 3 to 4 month setup. So then I was splitting my time between 2 weeks Karratha, 2 weeks Perth. But as the year rolled on, my waiting list by October last year was, I had a 3-month waiting list for Karratha, because Karratha is a mining town. Everyone is on 12-hour shifts up there. No one has time. That's where my main business is. And then by the end of the year, I made the decision to move the whole business to Karratha. I still come down to Perth the last week of every month to see my Perth clients that I have here, and also to get my fine dining fix, because, you know, I get sick of my own food as well. So yeah, you will find me in Perth the end of every month, and then I take summer off and then start again, you know, February, yeah?